Serena Williams will have to wait to equal Margaret Court's Grand Slam singles record after she was comprehensively beaten by Angelique Kerber in a delayed Wimbledon women's final. Williams struck the first serve of the contest at 4:16 p.m., more than 2 hours later than normal, following the conclusion of the men's semi-final between Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal. But just an hour and 5 minutes later, Kerber was celebrating a 6-3, 6-3 victory and her first Wimbledon title. Daria Kasatkina of Russia returns against Jana Fet of Croatia. Tennis fans walk around the outside of the courts as the sun goes down on Day 2 of the Wimbledon Lawn Tennis Championships at All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet CLU. Belgium's Kirsten Flipkens serves against Britain's Heather Watson. Japan's Taro Daniel serves against Italy's Fabio Fognini. Belgium's Elise Mertens returns against US player Danielle Collins. Alexandra Sasnovich BLR in action during her first round match against Petra Kvitova. CZE Wimbledon Championships 2018, Day 2, All England Lawn Tennis. SW19 was baked in glorious sunshine from the get-go. The usual offerings were on show as fans flooded into Wimbledon. But a police presence was also in show to remind everyone that safety remains at the forefront of preparations at the tournament. Margaret Court got off to a winning start as the 2017 finalist defeated Yoshihito Nishioka. Britain's Harriet Dart captured the imagination of the fans on day one in a battling but unsuccessful effort against Karolina Pliskova. US Open champion Sloane Stephens proved one of the major casualties early on as she lost to Donna Vekic. Roger Federer got proceedings underway on center court against Dusan Lajovic. Milos Raonic defeated Britain's Liam Brody on court number 1. Federer breezed through his opening match by beating Lajovic 6-1, 6-3, 6-4. Daria Kasatkina of Russia returns against Jana Fet of Croatia. Tennis fans walk around the outside of the courts as the sun goes down on Day 2 of the Wimbledon Lawn Tennis Championships at All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet CLU. Belgium's Kirsten Flipkens serves against Britain's Heather Watson. Japan's Taro Daniel serves against Italy's Fabio Fognini. Belgium's Elise Mertens returns against US player Danielle Collins. Alexandra Sasnovich BLR in action during her first round match against Petra Kvitova. CZE Wimbledon Championships 2018, Day 2, All England Lawn Tennis. SW19 was baked in glorious sunshine from the get-go. The usual offerings were on show as fans flooded into Wimbledon. But a police presence was also in show to remind everyone that safety remains at the forefront of preparations at the tournament. Margaret Court got off to a winning start as the 2017 finalist defeated Yoshihito Nishioka. Britain's Harriet Dart captured the imagination of the fans on day one in a battling but unsuccessful effort against Karolina Pliskova. US Open champion Sloane Stephens proved one of the major casualties early on as she lost to Donna Vekic. Roger Federer got proceedings underway on center court against Dusan Lajovic. Milos Raonic defeated Britain's Liam Brody on court number 1. Federer breezed through his opening match by beating Lajovic 6-1, 6-3, 6-4. With the Duchesses of Sussex and Cambridge in the royal box and Tiger Woods, Lewis Hamilton and Anna Wintour among those supporting Williams from her box, the stage seemed set for sport's most famous mother to write another remarkable chapter. It was a rematch of the 2016 final, which Williams won, but this time there was no doubt who was the better player, and Kerber was able to celebrate her third Grand Slam title, becoming the first German singles champion at Wimbledon since Steffi Graf in 1996. Djokovic knocks Nadal out of Wimbledon to reach men's final. Kerber defeated Williams to win the Australian Open in 2016 and then, after losing here, lifted the trophy at the US Open. Last year was a real struggle for Kerber, so it was no surprise she was so emotional at the moment of victory. As Williams said after her semi-final victory against Julia Gerges, there was nothing normal about her being in her 30th Grand Slam singles final 10 months after giving birth to daughter Olympia and suffering life-threatening complications. Kerber celebrates winning a point during her victory over Serena Williams, AFP, Getty, but so superbly did she play against Gerges that it was no surprise to see her made favourite against Kerber, who had been equally impressive in her own run to the title decider. 30-year-old gave Williams a very different test to what had come before, with Kerber among the leading counter-punchers in the game. Her ability to retrieve a huge number of balls would put a focus on her opponent's footwork and physical resilience. Williams made too many uncharacteristic errors. Getty, playing her first Slam final since the 2017 Australian Open, which she won while 2 months pregnant, in only her 4th tournament back, it was perhaps no surprise that Williams started nervously. She recovered from 2-0 down to lead 3-2, clinching the 5th game with a 125 mph ace, the fastest serve of the women's tournament. But rather than pull away, she became tentative again, dumping volleys in the net and unable to match the consistency of Kerber. Urged on by husband Alexis Ohanian and her celebrity supporters, Williams upped her aggression and noise level, nearly taking out her opponent with a thunderous drive volley in the 3rd game of the 2nd set. Kerber reacts to winning the Wimbledon title after beating Serena Williams, EPA, but Williams seemed unsure how best to break down Kerber, and the next point saw her inexplicably pat a volley back that should have been the simplest of putaways and pay the price. All she could do was smile. There was no doubt in Kerber's mind, though, and she produced a series of superb points to break the Williams serve for the 4th time in the match and move 4-2 in front. Kerber embraces Williams after winning the Wimbledon title, AFP, Getty. Williams tried everything to get back into the match, but her afternoon was rather summed up by the drive volley she placed over the baseline in the final game after a stunning rally. PA follow the Independent Sport on Instagram here for all of the best images, videos and stories from around the sporting world.